Blake, first of all, it's great to have you on the show. Roll Tide, and can you believe it's been 10 years since 2014?
Man, I can't believe it, man. I mean, just I can just think about it right now, how everything I experienced and every championship we won and every snap I took, it feels like it happened all yesterday.
It really does. A tremendous year for the Crimson Tide that'll be celebrated along with so many letter winners from Coach Saban's era being on hand. I mean, how special is it that your team gets recognized on the same night we get to see the dedication of Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium?
I think it makes me feel very special with being the reunion of the 10-year of the SEC championship, and also me being on the field with me being the MVP of that game. Also, I think it's very big for us, and I think it explains what that team meant to Coach Saban. For us to have this opportunity, I think we was one team that meant a lot to Coach Saban and his coaching style that he did, and I think that was one team that didn't have that many superstars as the other teams that he had. And I think that we went through a lot of adversity with me being doubted about how well that I'll do, and with the whole team being doubted, because that's when AJ McCarron and a lot of other great players and a lot of legendary players that play at Alabama had also left, and they kind of try to use that story that this was our rebuilding, because we had lost AJ McCarron and we had lost Barry Jones and a great offensive line that we had at the time.
A lot of people look to you and say, this is what happens when you stick around a program, have patience, and don't freak out. Nowadays, players are going to the transfer portal with the first sign of adversity. How did you stay patient, knowing you would eventually have a moment playing for Alabama and starting?
Trusting Coach Saban's word, man, and most of all, trusting the man upstairs, trusting God, and knowing that He has my path to success is different than everybody else, and also understanding and trusting the process at the University of Alabama. I mean, that's one thing that Coach Saban speaks about tremendously times, that he says, trust the process, trust the process. I think that's one thing that we're starting to notice with DeBoer being our new head coach, that we kind of got to trust the process and believe that he's going to keep us in the same mindset and keep the same standard that we've been living by.
Get into a quarterback competition with Jake Coker. Also, it was a very new year for Alabama in 2014 with Lane Kiffin coming in as the offensive coordinator. Just how much did Coach Kiffin help you, and especially in those final moments of that battle, win the job in fall camp?
He helped me out. He helped me out so much. Emphasizing where my weaknesses was, helping me out, letting me know like by my footwork, introducing me to Cameron Stroley. I think that's what made me better, and that's what made my season different, because going down to Fort Lauderdale and spending that week with Cameron Stroley helped me out tremendously, because I had a lot of questions myself of why I can't drop that ball in the hole, or why can I make my nose drop when I throw a go ball. I give a lot of praise to him and Coach Kiffin. I mean, I think it shows a big part of what he's doing with Dart at Ole Miss. Lane's a great guy, man. I think, but the relationship that me and Lane had, they gave him my comfort and willing to listen to him, because I dealt with him so many times throughout my college career.
Led to some really great performances throughout the course of that season. Obviously, Amari Cooper was a great target for you. I mean, you had to feel blessed knowing that you had him open nearly every time you wanted him, right?
No, most definitely. I'm an offensive coordinator here in Marietta, Georgia, at Mount Bethel Christian Academy. My quarterback, that's the main thing that I tell him all the time. I said, hey, I didn't. We run the same offense that I ran with Lane. We run here at Mount Bethel, and I say, hey, one thing I knew and what made me a great quarterback, I feel like, is because I knew where my two open guys was, and I never was ashamed about getting him the ball. So whenever you best words from Coach Kiffin is, get the ball to the best receiver and do your job and let them get paid for what they get paid for.
That's pretty special. Led to some great games for Alabama throughout the course of that season. Any personal favorites of yours? Obviously, people look at the yardage against Florida, the explosive start against Tennessee, and obviously that Iron Bowl as well. But anything else stand out to you about that regular season?
I would say that a lot of people don't speak about, right? I have to say it's the Mississippi State game, because we was number 5. They came in to Bryant-Denny as number 1. Dak Prescott was having a great year. He wasn't able to be stopped, man. And I'll just say that once again, being doubted in that game and within that season, Because a lot of people didn't think we was gonna win that game. A lot of people thought that was gonna be the time that Alabama falls and the end of Nick Saban era. The way that me and my teammates, my brothers, the way we came together and we focused and we fought and we fought, and there was that time in that game that our back was against the wall, but we stood behind each other, and I think that game emphasized the structure and the camaraderie that we had with on that team.
And then how special was that night in Atlanta when you beat Missouri to win the SEC championship?
Oh, it was very special. And the reason I say it was special because I played in that same dome in 2010 for the state championship, and I lost for going for an extra point with 2 yards away from the end zone. And so for me to come in there and get that win and get the MVP, I think that was more for Gainesville High School and less of myself. But it was great because I feel like that was the closing on my chapter of my, a lot of people like to say, my Cinderella story. And just doing that just showed me how much work that I put in. And if you believe in yourself and know that you can do it, anything's possible.
Anything certainly is possible. So, a championship season for the Alabama Crimson Tide with you at the helm in 2014. What are you most proud of about your football journey after your Alabama days and now getting involved in high school coaching?
The most thing that I'm proud of myself, man. I'll say that I'm proud of myself because the adversity that I overcame, that I couldn't do without my teammates, and I'm so thankful for my family and the man upstairs. Without them three things, I wouldn't be able to do and be where I am today. I have told Coach Saban sorry so many times because as a player and him as a coach, I didn't understand the things that he was trying to teach me, but some things I did grasp and some things I didn't grasp. But as a coach now, I want to pour into these kids as much as I can, just like Coach Saban paved the way for me to do.
How much are you enjoying coaching, especially being an offensive play caller?
Oh, I'm enjoying a lot. I'm enjoying a lot. What I like about it the most about it is that I get to the things that I got cheated on or the coaches that I wasn't able to have. And I was able to have Coach Saban, Coach Burns, Scott Cochran, Coach Williams. So many coaches I could go on and that they taught me that I'm able to pour into these kids in the way that I've changed lives. I have the ability to change life and touching these kids, man. And I see why Lane hold his hands up just like he did in 2014. Because when you see the play develop that it's about to work, baby, it feels good. It feels good.
Were you tempted to put your hands in the air on a few of those throws after you threw it like he did?
Come on, man. I was, but with Coach Saban, that's what It's crazy you say that because we was watching the game and nothing bad on the news on the team that's going on right now or the coach DeBoers. But we saw some of the kids holding their hands up and we saw a little bit of celebration. So me and some of the players was together this past week and we was like, yep, Saban has left the building.
Well, he's going to be in the building coming up. Again, it's going to be a special night recognizing the 2014 SEC champions and then, of course, dedicating Saban Field. Blake, we're thrilled you're coming home to celebrate this with all of us here in Tuscaloosa. Just thank you for your time today on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Safe travels, and we can't wait to see you on Saturday. Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to be there. Roll Tide.